Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening somewhere. It's starting to be Friday somewhere. So let's see what we got going on. We'll start off with looking around at the algorithms. But if anybody wants to talk options right now, we can always start right off with options. I'm always willing to talk options. And what we do is we do a good 15 to the least we do is a 15 minutes of option talk. Okay, the least. We can usually can carry it over much further. 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes doesn't matter to me. And so that's where we stand at the moment. Okay? All right. From there, let's take a look. You see the dollar index. Oh, and here's some of the data now. Trade balance. That's for Canada. Trade balance for the U.S. And, yep. Okay, that's about it. I don't think it had much of an effect on the markets. We'll take a peek and see. I think tomorrow's data is more important. Okay, here we go. Yeah, employment. The Thursday employment number is out. So initial jobless claims was 207,000, and they were looking for 210. So that's not too bad. All right. So you can see there the the dollar index is showing its normal life to it. It's not backing away. And like I said, traders, we talk options here. And if anybody wants to talk about or ask a question about options or want to know about options, specifically at this moment, just say it and we'll start up on that. And what I do is I always go through our rhythm. And then I'll repeat, I don't mind being interrupted. But we start off with the dollar index. We look at some of the currencies. We look at the algorithms on each one of those, so you have a good idea of what the math is telling us, how to trade the option spreads. And that's what gives us the direction of the option spreads itself, is by talking about the algorithms and the way the algorithm does it. Now you can see us, we have a beta version up there right now looking at the dollar index. You can see, and then you can see it on J4X. You can see the blue line, the fast line, is at 73. The slow is at 78. So we're starting to see some pressure here. We saw that pressure yesterday. Let's just show it to you over here on the old Chicago Quant website right there. And let's fix that so you can see it. And then there it is right there. You can see we're breaking down. Yesterday we were down. Today we are pushing through the zero line and we're getting into the minus just the same way J4X is here. So again, traders, we're always ready to talk options and how to utilize the options with all these products. And I just want to always emphasize that now, since we advertise our titles, I guess you could call it our titles, show that we talk options. So we are here to talk options if you want to hear about the options. And we do a good 15-20 minute discussion on how to trade using these algorithms of ours, how we utilize the options. Okay, so just a warm up, info there, and we'll keep on moving along into the, here's the dollar index, and obviously you can see it here. We've been in a weekly buy since here at that point where that line is, and we've been in a daily buy since right here. And when it's a red line, it means that it's weakness, and the line comes in first, and then what happens a few days later or that next day or that day, the weakness comes. A case like this, we were in the going into the weekly buy. It goes into a daily sell right there. Next day, it pushes itself into the buy, and you can see the change. And we're linking up with the fast algo here, and the green line is the slow. When that gets through the zero line here, we know to do bull spreads or sell premium on the put side, that type of thing, and that strategy, and how to use binaries, and and benefit from the algorithm telling us almost 90% of the time of its accuracy at basically almost 9 out of 10 times the algorithm has the right direction. And when you limit the risk through binaries and bull spreads and bear spreads, and we will explain what they are If you don't understand what they are, we're very happy to explain what they are. So, and give you live examples. All right, so there it is. There's the dollar index right there, and you can see it's trying to roll over a little bit. And we're just going to, for a quick look, we'll look at the long bond, or the 30-year, right there. You can see it's trying to lift. Yesterday it tried to lift up, didn't get through. It's been in the sell since right here. It's been in the weekly sell since back in here. So the pressure is still on this product. They're not sure if they're coming and going when it comes. I heard someone call them not bond vigilantes anymore. What was it? Bond anarchists. That's it. Bond anarchists. For decades we used to call them bond vigilantes. Now they're calling them bond anarchists. I find it all funny, of course, and it's not hard to laugh at. But anyhow, so we see that interest rates, when this is going down in price, interest rates are rising. That's why we're seeing pressure on the pairs trades, and dollar is gaining against them because money likes to go where it gets the best return. And that's usually the way the process works. So, for those looking at the algorithm, what it's telling us over here on the 30-year bond is the put spreads have been the place to be. If you're using a ETF where it trades as the interest rate rises, then the call spreads would have been good for that. On the actual bonds themselves, put spreads would have been fine. Or selling premium on the call side. And that's what these indicators tell us when and how to do. All right, now we drift over from the dollar index. We go over to the euro itself and take a look. And I did see it closed in the week daily sell yesterday. Oh, it's showing some strength today. Fast is at 26, slow is at 20. So it is with a green hinky. It's showing some strength on a day-to-day basis. Let's put it up over here. Right there, and there's the euro there. It tried to lift yesterday, but today it's doing a little bit better. Now, when we see this thing lifting, we're thinking that money, overall, the bond traders and so forth, fixed income, is seeing this as an opportunity that maybe buy a little of the bonds. In other words, interest rates at 5% and 4.5% are pretty good. It's a 22-year, almost a 23-year high in interest rates. So you want to step up and try to get a little of that. You have capital parked in cash. You might as well put it in something that you have control over like that. And so you can see here, the euro is trying to bounce. It's been in the weekly sell since up in here. The fast algorithm since up in here. And on the daily, this is the weekly down below here. And then you can see here it's been on a daily sell right there. And it keeps on finding ways to get lower. SC, how you doing? Welcome to the option algorithm cyber trading pit. That's what we are. We are the option algorithm cybernetic trading pit. And looks like more and more people are starting to look into paying attention to the option market. So have you tried using what we've talked about so far in options? Paper trading won't hurt you any. Try to trade for a few months. When the math tells you to be long bull spreads in the call side, be long bull spreads and vice versa, and follow them. Watch how they go, and you get more comfort level. Let's see, what else we got going on with the euro? I guess that's that. Let's go take a look at it over on our platform. We're going to have to definitely fix this way to hunt for the products. It's not bad, but I think it's 6EF, isn't it? I think that's it. Yeah, there it is. And so you can see right here on our new platform that we're building, which will be all ours, and be fed by Dukascopy currencies, which will be neat. The data feed. You can see here it's trying to make a bounce also, and that's the euro. You see it's trying to lift up. This is the euro future. And so you can see that strength trying to kick in. Obviously, due to the fact that we've been in a weekly sell for forever and ever and ever, We'll keep an eye on that. We know one thing for sure, and that is some strength is starting to come into the market. I would assume, let's put it this way: it makes a lot of sense to expect when you're at 22 or 23-year highs in interest rates. You would think that money is going to try to park itself. There's a lot of capital out there. It needs places to be. I think it was Urlacher that said it yesterday. Buy T-bills and chill. I think that's what he said. Buy T-bills and chill. And yeah, it's an easy do, especially when you have hundreds of millions and billions of dollars as a money manager. It makes sense to go plow some of that stuff into 4 and 5% return. All they're trying to do is outperform and show money making, and so right now that's one of the ways to do it. All right. So from the euro, we'll slide over to and we'll throw that up on J4X first. We'll go with cable, GBP USD right there. You see, same thing. We're seeing a little bounce there today. The blue line is at 27.2, almost 27.3. The slow is at 21.7. So we're seeing some strength coming into the marketplace here. We go over to, there it is right there. You see that now? That's kind of interesting. You can see where yesterday was nice strength. It's trying to get into the buy today, and it's down just a little bit. And you can see our weekly has been in a weekly sell since back in here on the slow. The fast went into the weekly sell up in here. And you can see over here on J4X on the daily, it's trying to make a little bounce like it did right there. And, oh, there we go. There's Janos. Oh, and there's SC. There's Janos. Okay, now I'm seeing it. Hey, Janos, could you look at 3 tickers? Most definitely. AMD, Google, and Meta. Sure. And SC says, Doc, can we please have a refresher on momentum and direction study system, including the breakdown of the mechanics? Most definitely. We'll do both. All right. And we'll use Janos's AMD, Google, and Meta to describe it. Because we use all the same math for everything. All right. So let's take a look at AMD. Let me open that one up. There we are. I think I'm going to make a copy of the AMD and move it over there. There's AMD. And this way, tomorrow, if someone asks me, copy. And then I go over to, where is it at? I'm going to close that workspace. And then let's go and open this workspace. It definitely has Google and Meta on it. I'll just put AMD at the back of it. That's all. This way we can just go to one site and check it all out. File, paste window. There it is. And there's AMD. Now AMD, it was interesting. You asked about Google yesterday, but I saw it bounced. But you can see AMD bounced, and it's just down a little bit today. Now that bar is a little screwy because it's the pre-market. Let's see if we can fix that. And it's still reflecting it oddly. The low is not that yet today, but you can see the strength is there. Now, when SC was saying about refresh on your momentum and direction study system, including the breakdown of the mechanics. Exactly. So in this case here, you can see. Let's scrunch this up. This is AMD. And it has been in a sell from up in here on the fast algo right there, breaking the 0 line. That's the mechanics of it. And at the same time, you can see the slow, which is the green line, broke down right around in here. And you can see both of them gave us warnings that the pressure was coming on the downside. And it stayed that way for a while. And you can see it was in the -0 all along there. And then you can see here, we widen this out so we can make this clearer. There's the daily. And as you can see here, it went into the sell. Let's put a sell in there. So it went into the sell on this. this is the daily, and it broke the zero line. At the same time, it was in a sell, okay? And so it was basically saying, after being in a buy from here, let's move that over for the fun of it. There's your buy. But it was still in a minus, okay? So the only way you would want to play this, obviously, is through the option spreads. In this case here, being in a minus and it goes into a sell, you could start thinking about the idea of buying a put spread, okay? Then you can see that literally the next day closes up, the system is wrong, okay? Fast algorithm is lifting up through here. That's usually a somewhat of a warning sign. But either way, it's a loss is a loss is a loss. And now we are in a weekly sell still, and we are in a daily buy from, let's take this one and just change the color to it. We went into the buy yesterday. And so we're thinking, obviously, the math is trying to tell us loudly that, you know, the buyers on the short-term, day-to-day basis are stepping in. Now, you can see it's down just a little bit from yesterday. It settled at 104.07, and it's trading right now at 103.11, so it's down $1 in there. But we're in a weekly sell, so the system is trying to tell you it's a neutral, okay? It's a neutral after taking a small hit in here. And the way the math works overall is that when it tells you to get long in the daily and the weekly, you put a bull spread on a call bull spread, and vice versa. In this case here, there's your loss. It happens. We, you know, like I say, we're 8.6 to almost 9 out of 10 times right. So the math is right that many times. So you will make it back if right now the next sell might be a really good sell because we're in that weekly sell. Now at the same time, you can see we've been in a weekly sell for a long while. You know, in the beginning, as we went into the weekly sells right here, you can see that the daily sells had some decent sell signals overall from it. Where was it? I guess it was this one. There was the sell right there, and it lifted up and then fell right back down again. Gave you a chance to get out, and then it moved into a buy. Was it right there? Right there. It moved into the buy. And so we knew that it was trying to lift again on a day-to-day basis, and because it was a red and a green, it was still carrying that direction. But we were in weekly sell, so that's a neutral. You're not trying to play the short side at that point. And then when you get a sell signal like right here, let's grab this and move it over. There's your sell off the top of that one. That's the one you would play, and then obviously it was instant gratification. It gave it to you literally in 24 hours. And then again we get a, let's see, where's the buy signal? Buy signal is right there. And you wouldn't take it because we're still in the sell in here. And then it presses right back into the sell signal the next day. Right there, it must have been news. And then we get the buy signal right here. Now this is a really choppy product, but c'est la vie. You know, we live and die by our math, so we just deal with what we can deal with. In other words, that's the way it goes. Now, in this case here, it goes into the sell here. We're in that weekly sell, still here, and you know, it makes the money there. And so, you know, you're not trying to take the longs here. You're just only taking the shorts each time. And then you get another signal. Let's see, it goes into a buy right here. And again, it tells you to be short off of this one close. And then obviously the next day it's lower and you have an opportunity to get out. And then same thing again, it goes back into a buy, and then we get a sell signal here, and it gives you a week next day going down where it settled at was at 101.80, and the low the next day is 99.58. So it gives you an opportunity to make your money and run. We always say take a profit, take a profit, take a profit, take a profit. You can see here strength again with us in a weekly sell. So we're waiting for the daily sell right there. And sure enough, the next day is the winner. And then let's see, we get a buy there, and then we get another sell right there, and we're in that weekly sell again. And you see that pressure this time, same thing, a win the next day. It stays in the sell all the way out to here. It all comes down to your strategies and your amount of capital you're using. Then you get a buy right here. And you can see we're trying, the fast is trying to lift up more than it has in a while compared to the other places. So, but unfortunately the slow is still underneath. So it went into the buy here, and you don't want to be short from the weekly. You just want to be flat again, like usual. and then we get a sell here, and now this one is really bad. As we said earlier, a lot of times when you get bad signal like this, no, it's not a bad signal, it's a legitimate signal. What happens is that when you get a trade that falls into that 9 out of 10, then you start to really know that the percentage of winning is on this side of it. In other words, if we get a sell again, chances are it will break down and you'll be able to make the money. Okay, so that's how that works. Hey, Benny! Whoa, Benny! Where you been, Benny? Okay, so that is AMD for you and Janos, and then we'll go and look at the same thing again here. Now, in this case here, we're in the daily buy right there. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we had it weak, but it was a green and a red, so it's still in the buy, and it's still lifting up, and that's what I thought. I saw that yesterday. It lifted up. It gave you that move. That's what we were talking about yesterday. And you can see we've been in the weekly buy since all the way back in here in the 120-ish area, and so the product's been pretty interesting. It's gone from 120. Where are we at now? 134. We got up almost to 140. So Google's still looking pretty healthy there. We're all doing fine here. It's same old, different day. So see, SC says, what are those 3 groups of indicators, bottom, middle, and top of the screen? Okay. So the red-green dots on the bar chart itself. The middle is the daily algorithm, our daily proprietary algorithm, and at the bottom is the weekly algorithm. Now, this is what I refer to as a time manifold, a nonlinear time manifold. These mirror imaged golden lines there on both, they are standard deviations, again, using our math. So we incorporate our math into a standard deviation formula, and then on the green and the green line, the bluish histogram line or dotted line, and the histogram white bars are a stochastic overlaid by our mathematics, our proprietary math. So one is part of this formula is a standard deviation. That's the manifold right here. Matter of fact, usually we have John Bollinger's Bollinger Bands, and it shows you how more accurate our standard deviation is than the way he uses the standard deviation. And so let's see if we can give you an example. Let's see if something else has an example already. A lot of times people has asked me that, and I put Bollinger Bands up on there. I guess you could go like this. Let's finish off Janos's last one, Meta. There's Meta. Let's fix this too, like that. Let's see, I think that, there we are. There. And let's fix our dots so you can see those too. Style. It's a little bit better. Let's go one more size like that. Okay, so now here is Meta. Now Meta went into, what did it do? Went into a buy right there. Okay, went into a sell right there. So let's put that in there. Just shows you, no one's asking me about Meta. There's the sell. Let's put a buy in there. There it is right there. We'll find another one and throw that in there. That's the, not there. So it's been in a buy since right there. You can see it's trying to go up and down, and it's showing strength. And so there's Meta, and Meta went into the weekly buy back in here. So let's put that in there. right there. And there's the buy signal. So all good, Benny, all good. And then there's your sell right there. Whoa, not that. Kind of interesting by the time Meta got into the sell. Just double check that. Yeah, that's fine. Very interesting. I mean, pretty much that was the, went into the sell. Well, it was in a daily, I guess it went into the buy, then it went into the sell here. So you had that sell there, but look at the way the weekly picked it up. Let's move that over. There it is, like that. And, Meta went from, what was that? That's an interesting move. Was that 54? 94. Fell from 94 down to 74. $20 move in 2 days after going into the sell. And so that was a real instant win there. But interesting how that's been the bottom. And so we went into the buy here. Let's put another buy in there. So it went to the daily buy, but it stayed in the weekly sell for a while. Look at that. Stayed in that weekly sell. Fast got into here when we finally got going in here, and it's been in the buy since right here, the weekly buy. Now the slow is joined in. And that's been interesting because you had another sell there with this there, so you had another nice win again. So there's Meta. And then there's your buy. Boy, this is a real choppy beast, isn't it? Interesting. There's your daily buy, and it climbs. It goes into a sell here, and you're in a sell there, and it doesn't last at all. It just goes 1 day, and it goes right back into the buy. So it's a real choppy product. I don't trade it to pay attention to it. Some products can be a little bit, not as, I mean, usually they're all in the 8s, but you can see here it's definitely a challenge, that's for sure. And there's your buy signal again, and it has some great move in there. We go into a sell here, doesn't really go down, and where now the fast is through the 0 line here, and so you know that there's some strength coming in, and the weekly is climbing, trying to get through the manifold, but this goes zigzag. It goes sell, buy, sell. So like, not there, not there, not there. There's the sell right there. And then it goes right back into the buy right there. And, it's a real choppy beast. How about that? And then it stays in that buy, then goes into a sell here. And now you got the weeklies both up into the buy, so you can't really want to take that. So you're staring at that thinking, okay, all right, we'll miss that, and then stays in that sell. That's interesting. It goes into the buy here. It's interesting how it's almost lagging in some ways. We'll have to check this out because I find it's almost like it's missing a step. I'll have to see if there's a, I don't look at it that closely. I put it on the spreadsheet, but I don't really look at it that closely. And then you can see where we're at now. We're still in the daily buy, and it's going nowhere. So it's a real odd situation with Meta. I mean, the stock is gone from 100, it fell down to 100 or something like that. Now it's at over $300 a share again. It's one of the top performers for the year. So it's kind of interesting. SC says, Doc, please talk about the basics of mathematics that you are using. Me feeling a little lost here. Well, it's not that much. We're smoothing our proprietary math with stochastic and standard deviation. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Do you know what a stochastic is or standard deviation? And so that's how we decide to use the options. How we put the spreads on. This way you have limited risk. Boy, look at all the ins and outs here. That's a lot in this product. Whereas you go over to some products, CME, that's more. Look at CME, how smooth that is. It goes into a buy here. It's goes on, goes into the sell here, and you're in the weekly sell. You can take that sell. What a nice trade that is. You know, there are some products. I remember many years ago, Goldman Sachs was like this. Goldman Sachs was always choppy. Okay, how about stochastic? I hope that answered your question. No, okay, stochastic. It's a it's a moving average type of formula, and it has a K and a D. You know, a couple different kind of. It's like a kinetic energy type thing going on. It's another. You can look that one up too. It's a very popular tool. Market Technicians Association claims that it's a lagging indicator, but when you use a fast stochastic against a slow stochastic like we do on J4X up in here, you can see that it's much more efficient. It's more efficient than a MACD or a parabolic, things like that. Yeah, so we use those. That's what the green line histogram and the blue dotted line is smoothed by a stochastic, our math, not the price of the product, our math that calculates the price. And then same thing on the weekly. And standard deviation is the golden lines right there. All right. So now from there, and let's just show you on a very short-term basis. We do it a little bit differently on the short-term basis. We make it like in this case here. Here is a we do spatial bars. We don't really do minutes inside a day. Intraday we always, and so when they both end up underneath the zero, it's all commingled here. So you have a white line. But what we're following here is we're not really following the white line at all. We're following just the two bars. And when the two bars, the green and the blue, are minus, it's a short, as you can see there. And when they're both long, which is right here, even with, see where the green, let's widen this out for you. So in this case here, on an intraday basis, the blue was above the zero line, but the green was still below it. The blue is above it, still below it. Then it falls apart again, just showing us weak short-term strength. And then, so we go into an official sell here, and it doesn't go into an official buy until right here, where both are above the zero line. And you can see it kind of pushes up again. You can see right here, right there was the buy. You see it goes up. You see, well, we saw that one already. And then let's move this over. And there it is, going into the London Open or the European Open, goes into the buy right there. And we don't pay attention to the dots at all. I just have them in the background for the fun of it. I don't turn them off. And that's a buy right from there. And you can see plot 6 is 0.25 in that little box. And plot 4 is 0.14. So it's in a buy. And it goes up in value, and then vice versa. Right there. Not here, but right here. So this one goes into the sell right there, and it goes down in value. And we can do this live now. Let's move it over since now you know what's going on. You can see here it's trying to go back into the sell. So you can see right there, and you can see there's 1,855 ticks to go. Now it's 1,800. Now it's 1,768. Can you see that? Let's see if you're seeing that. No, you can't see that. So let's see, how do we do this? Let's move this over so you can see that better. There we are. Let's see if it shows up on the screen there for you. There you go. Okay, now you're seeing it. So there's 1,187, and you can see it's trying to get into the sell. So there's 1,110. At one time, we used to have a camera on the euro, so you could intraday trade for this hour off of our system. And that's what this system is all about. We're building our new system right here, and it'll be cheaper. People can use it. obviously for a price. But here it is there still. It's trying to get into the sell, and we're at 862. And you can see it looks like it's going to close in the sell. And this is a volume indicator down here I've been watching. Someone suggested we try a volume indicator. And so you can trade intraday options with this or trade the hard delta, the actual. Now it's at 215, 164, 126, 123, 120, 84, 80, 75. The bar is getting ready to change. 33, there it goes. New bar, 2,000 ticks to go now. There you go. And so it goes into the sell. Now we'll see how well this is. This is the Bollinger Band right there. Here's the Bollinger Bands. And then you can see our manifold. And notice as we got to a bottom in here, our manifolds tightened up dramatically. And when we go into a buy and we are touching the middle line, we usually see that as a positive trade to come. And that's when we put bull spreads on an intraday basis. In this case here, it is now minus, and it's bouncing off of the white line. We'll see, but chances are it's going to go challenge the bottom part of the Bollinger Band. And so now we're watching that because we're in the sell. Let's see. So SC says, maybe if you can point to a webinar that describes more in detail about your buy and sell indicators. Yeah, I think we have something. I think it's on our website. Let's see, where is it at? Here, let me find it. Let's see. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. There it is right there. Where's that mouse at? Okay, notice that it's still in a sell right there. It's trying to perk its head up. And right there. There we go. And there's our website. And I think it has examples in it. The trading method of momentum for moments to months. And I think there's different pages on it. Has a Dukascopy advertisement right here on air. Dukascopy live trading. Let's see. It explains it here. Quant trading, algebra, Gauss. Let's see. I think we have a couple different pages possibly using maybe. There it is. How to trade with CQT. And there's the explanations. See them right there? And there it is there. That's the website itself. Right there up top. Can you see that? I think you can. See it up in the box up top here? Where's that? Right there. See it right there? Okay, how's that? I hope that will help you out. All right, now let's get back to the screen and see where we're at. See, we're still in that sell. And it's failing, continuously failing now, but it's not really, went into the sell right there and not giving us a lot of profit at all. Matter of fact, it's giving us no profit. And we'll see what goes, if it changes. I imagine, I don't know, we'll see. This could be an actual loss. About time. It's had all those wins. And so we'll see. And you can see it's still in a sell. It has 1,340, 320. 1,283. It's working its way down, and we'll see how that goes. And there it is live. And so when trading options during the trading day, you can use an indicator like our indicators like this. And like I said, we're developing a new platform. Right, where's that at? To make it cheaper and easier for people to use our service. Because before we used to charge thousands of dollars to use it. Now we can bring it down into $100 here or $200 there type of thing. Make it very cheap. So, and where is it at? Right there. There's our new platform. Same way, it's just not as fancy, and we're going to get there. This is the basics at the moment. Same lines. There's the green. There's the histogram. There's the manifold. This is the weekly. The same thing. There's the fast. There's the slow. We'll get there. It's just a matter of time. There's the bar charts and the dots. We need to tighten them up, so we're getting there. We're inching our way to it. Where are we at now? Oh, look at this. It's still trying to get into a... It's trying to get out of that sell. It's battling hard. Let's see if they push it down one more time. Still in that sell from this point there, and it's obviously not been a winner at all. Let's see what happens. It's got 45 ticks to go, 33 ticks to go, 22, 3 ticks, new bar. So did that go into a buy? I think it did. Yep, it went into a buy. So it's in a buy and not doing that great a job. So it's an actual loss. You just saw a loss after all those wins for the last 4 hours. So we'll see. You know, we're coming into 20 minutes before the market opens, and so we got some real wild currents going. Let's see if they push it back into a sell again. Sometimes you get into a choppy situation like this, but when you've made so much on them, you can't expect to win every trade. And then when using options, you know, bull spreads or bear spreads, or just the calls and puts themselves for direction, it's even, you know, a cheap, lower risk, much lower risk. And this is turning into a very interesting thing, because what happened here is this closed at 000, and so did the green, as you can see in the box, 000, and then the fast closed at 33. So it's not got a lot of strength at the moment. It really was kind of stuck in a neutral situation. But I'm willing to declare that at the moment a buy. I don't take those, but you know, I'm willing to let it take its hit if it's going to go back into a sell. But it's definitely not showing a lot of strength at the moment, and we have 700 and some odd bars to go, and so here it is again. We're looking at it on a very short-term basis. Now, SC, you see the website and where to go, and the phone number up there is for Robin. You can always talk to Robin if you want to talk to Robin, and he can help you out. And as you can see here, we have 77 ticks to go, and a new bar will generate. Let's see how it looks. And 10, 9, 8, 7. What a slow morning. 6. There we go. All right. And still only one out of the... so we're on 5 bars now from that first sell. And then we're 3 bars now from that little buy. And it's not going anywhere. It's really trapped. And that's because the markets are getting ready to... change direction, I guess you could say. They're going to go from night trading to day trading. So why don't we do this? What can we do? I was going to say we still have about 12 minutes before I have to get out of here. So I always like to stop 5 minutes before the New York Open. So let's take a look at, where did we go? We were looking at Euro, and then we were looking at cable. Let's take a look at some of the other products. And Janos, did we answer your AMD, Google, and Meta? Let's take a look at that Meta again. That's CME. That's looking good. Interesting Meta. Real choppy product. Look at all those daily buys and sells. Now, I didn't look, like here it went into a buy after being in a sell from here. It's almost like a day behind. It's really odd. And you can see there, now there's the sell there, and we were in a weekly buy, and they slam it down, and we, look at that, we never even, is this right? You take a look at this. That's right. That's right. No, that's right. What a choppy product, huh? Huh. Interesting. Might need another algorithm. Maybe it's too choppy for this 3-5. Maybe I have to go into the 5 itself. Let's see. Yana says choppy for all of them. It seems. Looks like I could use high zones RSI work. I wouldn't trust that, but you can if you want. These numbers are going to be better. I would say this. This is 3. I wonder what the 5 looks like. Maybe it needs to be smoothed out more. Let's do this. Let's make a copy of this and put a 5 in there instead of a 3 on the daily. Copy window. Paste window. And let's do this. Let's slide. Let's see, format that, and let's see, cancel indicator, and let's remove that. Yes, remove. There we go. Now let's add 5. You know what? Let's try this again because that might screw us all up. I'm going to ditch that again. Okay, there we go. It's gone. Now let's paste it again. Paste window. There it is. Okay, now let's add the 5 in there first and turn them on and off and see who's better. Add. Let's do this. Cancel. Move that over. Add. Move that over. Get it out of the way. All right, let's go to gas line 5. Properties, put it in 2. Okay, so now let's turn off 3. There's 5. That looks a lot better. So it goes into the cell here. That makes a lot of sense. Goes into the buy here. And goes into the cell. Does it go in the cell there? Depending on the beta, a lot of times I shift from a 3 to a 5. So what is that? That is minus. Yeah, so that's a minus there. Okay. So that goes into the cell off of this. You get that. That's fine. Then you get the buy right here. And that buy goes on till right here, I guess. Where is it at? Right there? There, the cell goes here. And then the buy goes into this. There's your buy. That's interesting. And then there's the, this seems to be better with the 5 than it is with the notice the dailies. It carries, it's smoothed out more compared to when we turn that on. It's much more choppy, I think. Yeah, it's much more choppy. When I turn that off, yeah, I like the 5 more. I think I'm going to go with the 5 on this. Oop, cancel. The 5 looks so much better. Goes into the buy here and stays in that buy. And it's, you know what? It's been in a buy since here. So it's been in a buy. Matter of fact, it's been in a buy since right here on a daily. All the way through. And then if we turn the 5 off and turn the 3 on, look how it went into the buy here on the 5 and is in a buy all the way from here to there. Look how it's going in and out, in and out. I think we're going to go with, we're going to turn that off. See, that's much better. The buy is right here. So it's got a higher beta. Oh. Why won't it do that? So, yeah, I think that's the way we're going to go. We're going to go with a 5 on this because the beta itself seems to really scream. Let's see if we did it. There we are. There we go. And so a 5, a Gasline 5, which is better for a higher beta product like this. And you can see that it stayed in the buy all the way out to here. So it went into a buy right here on the meta. And it's just not as choppy because it's a higher beta. Okay. Just watching and see, not putting money on it. Looks like we could use a low. Okay. Meta dropped to 30. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to save this. Let's see, where's it at? Stock. Okay, I've got this figured out now. I'm going to save this. There we are. Save as. Save. There we are. All right. So, all right, now let's go back to that intraday and see what has happened with it. It's still in the sell again. It went back into the sell here, and it made back the money that it lost here. And now it's flirting with a buy again. So we went into the sell here, lost here, went into the sell here, right there, and made back pretty much most of the money, I think. It's hard to say. I think we lost. I think we won this trade, but it didn't make back what it lost here. And that's where we are now. It's just on the edge of the beginning of the markets. Daily buys, guys expect a dip at the start of the session. Okay, cool. Google 133 then to close at 137. All right, let's take a look at Google again. There it is right there. Yeah, Google's been in the buy since back in here, and it's still in the buy. And that is using the Gas line 3. Okay, so it's smoother with it. It's a lower beta. That would make sense. The product went from $300 to $100 and is back up to $300. Definitely a higher beta stock, that's for sure. All right, you can see here it's getting close to the weekly sell. It's very close after being in a weekly buy since back in here in the 115, 117 area. So, what else can we say? So, traders, what we do is we commingle our algorithm, and we live and die by them live every day for ever and ever. And you can look back on Dukascopy and see all the on the YouTubes of how many we've had and how accurate we are. We're always in the 8.5 out of 10 area. Sometimes a little bit better, sometimes a little bit worse. But I'm only talking about a little under 8 or a little above 9. So it smooths out to the 8 point. Actually, it smooths out to 8.6. So that's where we are. And there's your Google. It's been in that daily buy right there, and it's in the weekly buy. So that's been a winner chicken dinner. All right. What else can we talk about? Oh, let's do this. I'm going to go run through everybody from here. Let's just go to the currencies. So there is the Swiss. Swiss is still in a weekly buy. It's playing with a daily sell. We'll take a look at yen. The yen is still in a daily sell for a third day, and a weekly buy though. So hard to take that too serious. Turkish lira, kind of trapped, but actually trying to climb back into the daily buy and a weekly buy now for still 4 weeks. CAD. It's tried to get into a sell. It seems to have totally failed. It's trying to get into the buy now. I'm not sure why the color is off there. Like that. Oh, not that. That's wrong. Try this. There it is. So that's trying to get into the weekly buy. It's been in a daily buy since here. Let's take a look at South African Rand. That's not good for gold. So you can see that it's up and away for days. Let's go check out gold. And there's the bond. And there's gold. You can see gold has been going down, 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 down. And same thing with Silverado, I think. Silver tried to get into a buy today, but seems to have failed. Here we are. And let's see. Let's just take a look at that gold again. I want to save it. So there it is right there. Gold has been in a daily for over 2 weeks now. And you can see the weekly sell there. So that South African Rand is making it very clear that there's pressure on that. We saw where the copper right there, still in a sell for 4 days and 3 weeks. But it is trying to show a little life in it. But China is closed with the Golden Week. And what else we got here? Let's check out natural gas right there. Natural gas closing the daily buy yesterday. We're still up again today and playing with the weekly at the same time. Then last we go over to that's natural gas. Let's save that. There we are. It's platinum I was supposed to save there. Okay. Let's go to platinum, the last of the metals right there. You see platinum has been in daily sell for 4 days and weekly going on a couple weeks now. So we save that one. There we are. Now let's take a look at crude oil and then we'll be out of here. Let's see if there's any more questions. Oh, I say Yano says, woo, there's a lot there. Dukascopy Swiss, we need to discuss U.S. demand, what you see from the ground, but that is then our tomorrow topic. Sounds good to me. Google dipped. Those are still daily buys. Okay, oil. Yeah, here's oil. There is the, you can see we're in a daily sell now for 5 days, and we are through the weekly with no problem whatsoever. And we were looking for it to play down into the low 80s, and here we are. Especially when we went into that sell, we thought we'd see a little back and fill, and that's what we're getting there. We're getting that back and fill, and that's the front month. Let's see what the back month looks like. The spread has really shrunk, so basically we're looking at $80 January, and we're looking at $82.86 or 90 cent. So it's shrunk down about 30 cents. Nothing major. So, all right, traders. This is Doc from North America. We will catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel, which will be TGIF. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. See you tomorrow, traders. This is Doc saying over and out.